And we will look now at these adverse life circumstances together. There is, for example, separation and loss. The problem of parents working abroad, overseas. Isolation, poverty, being susceptible or victim of violence, being exposed to disasters and accidents, traumas, which play a really important role. Often it can be minor traumas which can trigger moderately severe depression.
The second part of this non-physical reality of the person is the emotional body. Is the person very positive or very negative? You will know this. The doctors are trained to detect this. You already have a sense of where the emotional body is leaning towards. Is it towards antipathy, anti, or sympathy, sim, with? So, you have the non-spiritual reality of the person that is beyond the physical, which is the life force, which sometimes people say, it's like the aura.
Said, can you send somebody to come and talk about depression and mind and body medicine? I said, this is perfect, because that's one of the topics that worldwide has been something that we don't talk about. And if we're going to make those strides in depression and treatment, we're going to do it by learning about it, by talking about it. Here today, talking to you, is really what it's all about, translating the discoveries, the innovations, what they're learning directly to the people. It all starts with awareness. So
what we try to do is keep stress from becoming distress, and we will talk about ways in which we can do that. There's tremendous interest in the U.S. and I think around the world in ways that we can help people better manage the stress. We have used hypnosis in major procedures and major neurosurgical procedures to help people handle that stress better. So hypnosis and techniques like it can be a powerful way for the mind to help control the stress that's going on in the body. The first patient that I used hypnosis with when I was in medical school was a young woman with asthma. And I come into the room and she's sitting bolt upright in bed, her knuckles white, having trouble breathing, wheezing. Her mother was crying. And I had just taken my first hypnosis course, so I thought, well, here's my big chance because medication wasn't working. So I asked her if she'd like to learn a breathing exercise, and she nodded. And so I then remembered, and I got her hypnotized, sort of the way we did it here. And I remembered that we had not gotten to asthma in the hypnosis class yet. So I'm thinking, well, what do I say to her now? And I said something very complicated. I said, each breath you take will be a little deeper and a little easier. That was it. And within 5 minutes, she's lying back in bed, the wheezing is better, her knuckles weren't white, her mother stopped crying. Techniques like hypnosis can be extremely helpful in allowing people to manage their pain and their distress better.
Sadness against depression. Anong pagkakaiba niya? Ang sadness, sa totoo lang, ay isang pansamantalang damdamin. Meron tayong tinatawag na reactive depression. Yun ang ibig nating sabihin. Nagre-react tayo sa mga bagay na nangyayari. Pero maaring hindi naman yun yung clinical depression. Ang clinical depression na tinatawag ay isang uri ng karamdaman na sobrang tindi ng lungkot, hindi siya ordinaryong kalungkutan. Lumalawig na yung panahon, bakit ayaw pang maalis? Nainis ka na.
Kaya ko pinakita yan, unang-una, ang ganda nating pasukin ng kalooban kung paano tayo nagkakaroon ng depression. Pero pinaka-importante na kaya ko pinakita rin yan, isang proseso yon.
Pwede tayong malalim na malalim, pero pwede tayong makaahon. No? Kaya tandaan natin, proseso yun. Nararamdaman ko ngayon itong bigat, pero pwede akong makaahon.
3% of Filipinos are clinically diagnosed by doctors as being depressed. Because there are studies that indicate that of 90 depressives, only 30 will go to seek help. The other 30 will suffer the symptoms, but they will be so ashamed of it or so scared of the stigma that they will keep it to themselves and they will suffer in shame and pain. The other 30% will suffer the symptoms but don't even know what they have. We believe that if people only knew what depression is, it is already a great first step in managing their depression. Do not let the content of this seminar remain in this auditorium. Go spread the word. When you get so depressed that you feel that you want to commit suicide, I have one question for you. Are you sure that after you die, you are no longer depressed?
We are not a group out to preach any particular position or point of view about this depression. Its only mission is to let as many people as possible to know what depression is, what are its known symptoms, what a sufferer feels, what are its impact on persons, society, and the economy, and the very important fact that not only is it preventable, it is also treatable. There is hope. The Natasha Goulbourn Foundation is totally apolitical, independent, unattached, and does not align itself with medical provider, medical modality, or practice regimen. Even while it supports the integration of Western and traditional medicine, it does not take sides with any of these two or any third principle in the field of medical provision. Neither does the foundation offer cures. It just informs you that there are cures and lets you know what these cures are. You are empowered to make your choices.